What's tougher than cracking NEET PG in your first attempt? It's doing it while fighting daily battles in your own head. We all talk about the celebration post, the success stories, the rank lists, but we rarely talk about the silent stories that goes behind the screens. The anxiety, the self-doubt, the days when even getting up from the bed feels like a victory. So today's story is about that hidden battle. My guest got an unexpected result in May INI, which completely shattered her. And the biggest thing, she wasn't just fighting a disappointing rank. She was also fighting clinically diagnosed depression and generalized anxiety disorder. So what happens when you hit rock bottom? You have two choices. You either stay there or you fight back. How do you turn your biggest vulnerability into your greatest strength? How do you change your mindset just few months before the exam? Today we are going BTR, not the one you know, but beyond the rank with Dr. Riddhi Gupta, who didn't just score an incredible All India rank of 5103 in her first attempt. She found a way to win the most important battle of all. Her story is a masterclass in resilience, especially if you have had your own mental health battles. This is a must watch. So let's get into it. So, hi, Dr. Riddhi. Congratulations on achieving such a great rank in NEET PG 2025. So, how are you feeling that you are finally out of this?
Thank you, sir. I know it might not be a very perfect rank for a lot of people, but I am for the first time satisfied with the rank I got, and I'm really happy that I'm out of this rat race, and I will most likely be able to secure a seat which I want to.
Okay, so which seat do you want? Which branch?
So I know DNB is not the first option for a lot of people, but I wanted DNB internal medicine, so most likely I will get it in my hometown, Delhi.
Delhi. Okay, great. So, could you give me a little background about yourself? Like, where are you from? Where did you do your UG from?
This was my first attempt, and back in 2019, it was my first attempt as well of NEET UG.
Okay.
I have been born and brought up in Delhi. So for
Okay.
me, being in Delhi was my topmost priority. And but then my NEET UG rank was very shattering. I got a rank of 9757, which might not be bad for a lot of people, and that too in first attempt, securing a UP seat in Maharani Lakshmibai Medical College, Jhansi. But for me, it was honestly very shattering, and I always wanted to make a comeback through NEET PG.
So, if I recall correctly, when you first messaged me, it was after May INI, and I think you got a rank around 11,000, right?
Yeah, so after May INI, I got a rank of 11.1K, which was really, really heartbreaking for me because I was expecting a rank of around 1K to 2K. And I was not expecting a seat through INI, but it was more like prognosis marker, like how is my
Yeah.
preparation going and will I be able to get a good seat in NEET PG. But it was actually my one of my biggest fear of failure come true. It was worse than my NEET UG rank.
Yeah.
So that's when I saw your video for the first time and I texted you. I was scoring quite well in all the Marrow GTs and GTs from every platform. And you won't believe that after the result, I gave two GTs. Once the result was out on that similar day, I gave two
Yeah.
GTs. Marrow mock was online, and while crying, I was in between crying spell, and I got a rank of like mark of 159 corrects, and
Okay.
I could not believe what I saw. And
Yeah.
honestly, that has been my highest marks in all of the GTs. So
Okay.
159 was the highest I had scored, and I could not believe it was just exact same day after my result came. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was very heartbreaking.
So, why do you think your INI went the way it did?
For me, it was I was very anxious. I deal with anxiety issues and I allowed my anxiety to take my headspace. I was overthinking every question because
Okay.
since I the options are also very close, and I was so into my head that I forgot to be in the game. I just wanted to be perfect. I did not want to make a single mistake. And in my head, I remember before going, I was telling myself that anyhow I have to get a rank of 1K to 2K because
Okay.
I have already failed in past. I can't let it happen again. And that is why I actually choked. I choked in INI. And I did not anticipate the result to come this way, but when it came, it was just shattering. I remember there was this one question of bombardinic acid. I knew that it's non-competitive, competitive. I just confused so much in my head. I'm not a person who had time issues. I always had 10 minutes left. But in INI, I did not have any minute left because I was just so much overthinking everything.
Okay, so you have told me that you have suffered from anxiety issues now and then. So how did you, did not let the pressure of the preparation get to you, or what are the things that kept you sane during this very tough preparation phase?
So my mental health issue started very young. It started back in sixth class. I was diagnosed
Okay,
with generalized anxiety in eighth class itself.
okay,
And then once I shifted to my college, like Maharani Lakshmibai, that is when in first year itself I was diagnosed with depression, generalized
okay,
anxiety, and then later kept on adding. Like I was then diagnosed with CPTSD as well. So
okay,
I will be very honest. I was on 600 mg of lithium BD
yeah,
uh, because I had till then I had developed recurrent depressive disorders, and it was very necessary to keep myself sane. So a large part of my success, I would really thank my psychiatrist who was all there throughout my preparation. So honestly, he has done his UG and PG from a very private college, not so known college, no one knows.
yeah,
But he is the best psychiatrist I have ever come across. Honestly, better than AIMS and other reputed colleges, doctors I went to. So it was through him I realized that a college and a rank does not define my identity. And then I always had my therapist with me. I really want to share when my result was out, I was in between of a session. I was having
okay,
my therapy session,
okay,
and 6-5, my friend texted that he has got this All India rank 54. What's your rank? Please check and let me know. And I was in session, so my therapist stayed on call with me. And with my therapist and my mom, I checked my results. So I really thank them a lot. I'm glad that I was able to find help for I was able to seek help for my mental health issues. And then I had really amazing friends, and I had really amazing seniors, junior as well, who were there throughout, back and forth. And more than that, I would thank myself as well because for me, after INI, what changed was I actually had to realize that I need to let go of my fear of failure, and I need to let go of my habit to compare everything, to let go
yes,
of how to take every GT score to my heart. I remember watching that video of yours also on loop, that your GT scores do not define you, and you know from our conversations how I used to keep bringing up. So what was different on the day of exam this time was I was not taking the pressure. I was like, okay, the worst has happened. The worst was I what worse can
definitely,
happen? I will get a rank of 11K once again. That's it. So I will take a drop, or I will prepare again, or I will just. I was very much ready to take up emergency medicine also because in my mind, by the time I had decided that I will take up any branch and I will do justice to that branch, and
great.
that confidence a lot came from my psychiatrist and therapist. They saw my journey and they were very sure that I am a good doctor irrespective. Yeah, and the power of execution. I changed my game to execute, and I learned it from you and your videos that it is very different to learn and what you know and how to apply on the day of examination. So I really want to share after every set, I was just literally rocking and I was just moving. And I mean, yeah, I got eyes and everything, side eyes, but yeah, I wanted to keep myself sane. And I was literally sitting in alti palti manner. I was like, chill,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just a GT, it's nothing else.
Okay, so I would just like to touch upon two things. First, as you uh, told me that you are inspired by your psychiatrist, like he is not from a very reputed college, neither his UG nor his PG. So I think, when it comes to private practice and establishing your name in the market and, to actually give value to the patients, I think it's a completely different ball game. Like I completely align with your thoughts there because it's very different to crack an exam and it's very different to run a practice and to, handle patients and to counsel them properly. And secondly, I remember once you messaged me and you told me like you used to think कि उसका score इतना आ रहा है, उसका score इतना आ रहा है and मेरा उतना नहीं आ रहा है maybe, and you used to doubt yourself. So was it something that you let go finally before you appeared for NEET PG?
No, I don't think so. I let it go because
Okay.
if
Yeah.
I would have let it go, I'm pretty sure I would have not made few incorrect answer as well because yeah, it was still there. It was still there. It was still in my mind. You know how I texted you one day before exam also because I would not let it go. Maybe in future, maybe after this result, I will be able to. But if one advice I would give it to all is just don't do that because I remember you telling it to me that there is always one seat. It's still in our pinned conversation that there is always one seat
Yeah.
which is meant for you. You just have to go and fight for that gold medal of yours. No one else is taking it. And I could not let it go, but I wish I would have let it go gone sooner.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Dr. Riddhi, now can you please tell me when did you start your preparation, the resources that you used, how did you, how did you solve the questions, what you used to do to take a break?
So I started my preparation in second year of MBBS itself. It
Okay.
might be very early for a lot of people, but my aim was very clear कि मुझे वापस अपने घर दिल्ली आना ही है.
Yeah.
So I started back then. I joined DBMCI Live. So I
Okay.
did not have offline over there. I used to have online classes. I used to make notes through it, and yeah, so through and through, I did DBMCI Live till my final year. When the
Okay.
next news came into picture, and I
Yeah.
was very much scared because it was said it, but like it was announced that you are going to have next.
Hmm.
So that is when Cerebellum came up with their next program, and that's how I switched to Cerebellum, and that is
Okay.
when I started solving MCQs religiously because for me it
Okay.
was like in 2 months they're just going to take our paper.
Hmm.
So that is when I started rigorously, and I just gave the full accelerator to my preparation,
Okay.
and
So this was
I
after your
came.
final year was over.
No, it was in between our final year when in August, when next August 2023, when the next news came into picture that we
Okay.
might
Okay.
be
Like your final
have
year
to
was
give.
still going on.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
when I started with BTR. I started giving her. So I believed a lot in retrograde method of studying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really loved solving MCQs. Honestly, it was my way of coping. I really loved. I enjoyed the journey. Honestly, I had my fair shares of crying spells and just nahi ho raha, I want to give it up. But I really loved learning. So in final year, I started giving ma'ams END and everything. And then next did not happen. We had a normal paper and
Yeah.
in internship, initially no one has time. Initially everyone just wants to relax a bit, unwind a bit. I remember having in May 2024. That is when I realized, okay, now enough time has passed. I need to come back to track. I went to offline BTR. I attended ma'am's class. I attended offline BTR twice, and I used to
Okay.
give duties a lot.
Okay.
I was so I revised my theory very well in last few months, but like in the early part of 2025. But before that, because since internship is hectic, and even if it is not hectic, it was overwhelming and over stimulating for my brain. So I used to practice MCQ anywhere and everywhere,
Everywhere. Yeah.
and yeah, no one is supposed to take this advice, but I just want to share it. I in October I went to Dubai, and it was my highlight to solve MCQ from Marrow on top of Burj Khalifa. No one is supposed to do it, but I did that. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's a cool story to
and
share. It's been 6 months since I've joined my residency, right? And I also sometimes miss, solving MCQs and learning new things because I don't know what preparation does to your mind, but we
yeah,
eventually, I think all of us kind of enjoy it
I
in
built that
some way
way.
or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are built that way. Okay, so could you tell a little bit about like your GT score progression? Like at what level
Okay.
did you start?
So I started at a like since my concepts were good, I started with a 100 questions correct.
Yeah.
Then I moved to that range of 100 to 120. It's as everyone says, it's the range when you know you have covered your syllabus. Then starts the actual progress and actual uphill. And this is one thing which my psychiatrist as well said that it is always easier to reach till the 90%, but then from 90 to 99%,
It's
it's very tough, very tough. It becomes that stagnant wala phase. So
So
when the
you were
journey was from
stagnated
120
around
to
130, 130.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I went from 120 to 130. I was stagnant there for 1 month, then 130
Hmm.
to 140, stagnant there for months.
One.
Then before INI, I was able to reach, I got Marobok INI 150. Yeah, I used to take GT scores too hard, which was the worst mistake I could do. And
Okay.
it was not a good thing to do. So I went into a loop of giving more and more and more GTs without analyzing because I just wanted to satisfy my anxiety, which was never ending.
You use GTs to try to prove to yourself that, like you
Yeah,
get this score and you'll feel good.
yeah,
But
yeah,
even if people, I think most of the people, what they do wrong with respect to GTs is that they don't analyze it. They just
yeah,
give it and they see the score. Either it's good, so they'll feel very good. If it's bad, they'll be shattered कि यार कुछ नहीं हो रहा. How will we get our seat? And but what I really feel is analyzing is much more important than the solving GT part, because I think solving is just to get you in the groove of, basically managing to solve the questions within the set time frame. But analyzing is where you learn, basically. The questions you marked wrong, the questions you changed. If you do not analyze your GT properly, I think there's no point of giving GT whatsoever. So that is my opinion. It might be true, it might be false, but that is what I think. Most of the people get anxious about seeing their GT scores, but whoever, including you, have either contacted me via Instagram or YouTube, I have always told them you just have to try to identify the mistakes that you are making, try to see the patterns that you are getting wrong. That's it for GTs. There is no point of what number of corrects you are getting, because in the exam, it's a completely different game. It's all about those 3.5 hours. Okay, so could you please briefly tell me about the resources that you use to prepare for the exam?
So it was Bhatia, DBMCI Live. My main notes were from DBMCI. Then to consolidate everything, I used BTR.
Okay.
And if at times I felt like there was few points which were missing out, then I had cerebellum mission plan as well because it came with BTR. So I used to check upon few things.
Okay. So do you feel, is there any resource that is like a must do for NEET PG preparation?
No, people usually believe that there is a certain source and which one it's necessary, but it's not necessary. It's fear of missing out. Because I feel like if
Okay.
you have been following one source through and through, then you're not leaving out on anything.
Yes,
Like
I think
everyone teaches everything.
everyone, yeah, I think that's a very important point for everyone watching this right now. You don't need to feel FOMO for any resource, irrespective of whichever resource you are using, because I think 95% of the content is just exactly the same. If some random one or two question pops, sometimes from here, sometimes from there, it doesn't matter. Those questions aren't rank defining. Definitely, they are not.
It's like everyone teaches everything. You just have to see which technique and which teacher suits you the most, and you just have to trust that resource. That's it.
Exactly. Perfect. Very well put. Okay, can you tell me your very honest reaction when you first opened the result and you saw your NEET PG rank?
Oh, when I opened it, I was like, so I had always been dreaming, like I had recurrent dreams of my rank. So one day I got a rank of 300 something in my dream. The
Okay.
other day I got a rank of 6028 in dream. So
Okay.
in that dream I was okay with 6028 dream as well, and I was congratulating like I'm and sending thank you notes like I'm doing right now. And my gym friend said it to me. Believe it, ki your rank will lie in this range only from 357 to 6028. So
Six.
chill. And so when I saw the result, I was like, wow, my his prediction was true. That's the range. So I was happy, yeah. And then I checked it twice. Ki, theek hai, this is my result only. And again, I know it's not a very great rank because I was also expecting around 1K to 2K, but after the recalls and how everyone said that inflation will happen again. So I was expecting, yeah, I will have to take up emergency medicine only. So for me, I was elated.
So I think a lot of students while preparing for this exam really go through mental health issues, some mild, some serious, but you have quite a journey. You have had quite a journey yourself. So could you please share your journey, like your mental health journey and how it affected the preparation as well as your view towards the result and everything?
So I guess I have spoken on length about my mental health journey in this video as well. But one thing was, there was a time I have never cursed myself or just pointed it out that it is my mental health which is costing me my rank. But this time I really felt it. After INI, I really felt it, that my
Okay.
anxiety, and I realized after the result that I actually choked. So that is when I started blaming. I blaming my mental health, because I have always been told that I don't have depression. I am not depressed. I have a medical condition. I have a depression, which is very much treatable. So I never allowed it to be a part of my identity, but after I let it be a part of my identity.
Okay.
And I remember even in one of the Telegram group, I remember one of the person saying that she deals with depression, so she don't think she will be able to get more than 40K rank. At that time,
Okay.
I did not reply to it, but I really wanted to reply to it, because there's nothing known as because you deal with depression, you don't have a good memory. I can say I have a good memory, and I even had a conversation with my psychiatrist on it about it, and he said that this is a fear which we create for ourselves, known as pseudo dementia, that we can't do
Okay.
it or we don't have the memory to do it. And I really read this book, Choke, which was written by a psychologist. I usually read a lot of self-aware and self-help books. So this book was entirely about how you perform so well in mocks and how they choked at the last moment. The
Okay.
book's name is Choked as well.
Hmm.
That's it. So yeah, and I'm a person who really needs evidence. So there were many stories, but it was your video which I stumbled across. Like, I have this habit of listening to vlogs of other people, and that is when your story was a hardwire proof to my brain. It was like evidence when I could see, and I remember I was the first one to comment on your video, and you replied, and I was very happy. And your story and your journey is something which was very close to my heart, because I felt like, okay, there's this real person out there who is making videos, who I can contact to, and who is guiding me out. So if he can do it, then I can do it. And if he's saying that he believes in me, I have a really bad habit, that not bad habit, I can't just believe in myself. So it was your belief you had on me, it was my friends' belief they had on me, and that is how I was able to come on the other side again. So for me, I am satisfied for the first time. I am a very perfectionist person.
Great. Hmm.
I get very, I always want that perfect A grade. But like, my psychiatrist was happy that for the first time he had heard from me in last 6 years that I am satisfied with what I got. So
That's
yeah,
really great. Yeah. And thank you for the kind words that you said about me. I'm really glad, I could be a little part of your success journey. It really makes me happy.
I mean, it might be little for you, but it was definitely not little for me. Like, my friends knew about your journey. People in my junior knew about your journey. And my mom was literally, when you replied back to my text on Insta, my mom was like, you have a habit of contacting everyone, because that is how I used to connect with people. I
Yeah,
wanted to meet seniors who have already done it. And when you said that, I know that my there was no fault in my preparation. It was a evidence to my brain as well that I know it was not a fault in my preparation. Because for the world, it is very easy to point fingers at you that you did not
exactly.
prepare well. That is why you could not do it. You don't have a say in it. But it was your video, and it was your authentic, real, raw videos which made me realize, okay, yes, there are people out there like me.
That's great. Thank you for all the kind words. I don't know if I deserve them or not, but yeah, thank you. So, for all the people, like the students who are preparing right now, maybe repeaters, maybe people who will be appearing for the exam for the first time, battling with anxiety issues or maybe having some kind of depressive episodes, what would be your advice as someone who has gone through all of it and has emerged victorious, out of it?
So people have a lot of stigma and taboo around mental health, and people have a lot of internal shame as well as external shame. I very proudly, I have a T-shirt which I used to wear. Take your mental health seriously. Seriously was written as SSRI. I used to
Yeah.
very proudly wear it,
Yeah.
because I did not let it define me as weak. I had crying spells and I had everything, and I, to be very frank, I had suicidal thoughts as well. But the only thing which kept me going was there's no point in giving up. Apart from everything, Suits is a show, if people have watched, I don't know, it was really helpful for me. Have you seen Suits?
Suits, yeah, I'm in love with Suits.
Yeah, so it was my entire. I made a Harvey Specter vision board after INI-CET.
Oh, great.
It was
Everyone loves Harvey, obviously.
I yeah. So I had these positive affirmations. I am the best closer this city has ever seen. So I
Hmm.
will go and close the NEET PG exam. So I
Great,
had to
great, great.
actively say it every single day. And
That's really
yeah,
good.
so one thing is just if I want to list it out, is just even if the world is against you, even if you are against yourself, find people who will love you irrespective, even when you find it difficult to love on days when you can't, to yourself. And take help. Please seek help. Seeking help is very, very normal thing and a genuine thing to do. It is as simple as
Definitely.
dealing with hypertension. I know, I know that I might have to take it lifelong. I will have to continue. It might happen. So I find no stigma or taboo in it. And yeah, don't let your mental health define you. It will be tough, it will be difficult, and your journey and your wounds might not be visible to others because it is invisible mental health. But just be kind to yourself. That's it. And don't give up. It's the only thing. In last 6 years, I just kept on saying it to myself that one day it will be my day.
I think that would be really helpful for everyone because at some level or the other, I think everyone is battling their own issues. Everyone is going through something. And on top of that, they have to prepare for this exam, which again gives you so much anxiety and so much stress. So I think it'll be very helpful. And thank you for sharing your story so openly and so bravely that I am sure that it's going to inspire a lot and lot of students coming forward. So thank you so much, Dr. Riddhi, for doing this and for sharing your story. And for everyone who's looking to connect to her, I'll share her Instagram profile in the description below. So you can go and contact her. And I think she'll be amazing in helping you out. So yeah, that's it.